Hit the button right there. You're right. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for attending the 2017 RPAC Awards session. I'm Bob Oppenheimer, the 2017 New Jersey Realtors President and the 2018 past President. I'd like to thank everyone for a job well done in raising RPAC funds this past year. We were able to exceed our NAR total dollars collected and our President's Circle goal, thanks to involved members like you. The Realtors Political Action Committee is truly an investment in protecting our industry. RPAC dollars help support candidates who support realtor issues. This year, our local boards and associations did a tremendous amount of work to raise funds. Thank you for your efforts. And at this time, I'd like to present the RPAC Awards to 13 of our local boards and associations for their outstanding performance this past year. When your board is called, please come forward to accept it. We'll be taking photos after all the awards have been given. For those boards that were not able to be here, we will mail out your awards to you. Now I'd like to recognize the achievements of the local boards and associations. First, the Atlantic City and County Board of Realtors is recognized for second place medium board member participation. 2017 board president, the executive officer, Vanessa Real Jones. Well, if you're watching, you will be getting the award in the mail. Next, Cape May County Association of Realtors is recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 113%. First place, medium board member participation. First place, medium board per capita. And third place, medium board total dollars collected. Executive Officer Anne Marie Ullman. Well, who is accepting the award on behalf of Cape May County? Dutch Deckard. Next, Eastern Bergen County Board of Realtors is recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 131%. Also, first place large board per capita, first place large board member participation, and third place large board total dollars collected. Executive Officer George Ledesma, but I saw Basil is here. So Basil, if you can come forward, please, and accept. Oh. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, Hunterdon Somerset Association of Realtors is recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 104%. Executive Officer Roxanne Diudo. Anyone else here from Hunterdon? Well, make sure you watch out for the postman. Next, Mercer County Association of Realtors is recognized for first place, medium board total dollars collected, third place, medium board per capita, and third place, medium board member participation. The Executive Officer, George Scott Glenfield. Or Dave DePaul. Congratulations. Next board to recognize is Metro Center Association of Realtors, recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 102%. Executive Officer Nicole Bambor. Anyone else from Metro Center here right now? Okay. Next, Monmouth Ocean Regional Realtors is recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 112%. Also, first place large board total dollars collected, third place large board per capita, and third place large board member participation. Executive Officer Don Willis. Robert White. Accepting on behalf of Don Willis. Next, the North Central Jersey Association of Realtors is recognized for second place, large board total dollars collected. Executive Officer Mary Cano and Dennis DiCarlo will be accepting on behalf of North Central Jersey. Congratulations. The Ocean City Board of Realtors is recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 102%. Second place, small board, member participation. Third place, small board, total dollars collected. And third place, small board per capita. Executive Officer Vicki Hebner. Is anybody here? Ken Cooper, on behalf of Ocean County, congratulations. Oh, sorry, Ocean City. Getting ahead of myself. Ocean County Board of Realtors. Recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 101%. Second place, median board total dollars collected. Second place, median board per capita. Executive Officer Marianne Wiesel. Anyone from Ocean County?
Marion's actually tied in, but Dave's here.
Dave, congratulations. Accepting on behalf Ocean County. Next, we'd like to recognize Real Source Association of Realtors, and they are recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 123%. Second place, large board member participation, and second place, large board per capita, Executive Officer Susan Corin, and who will be accepting on behalf, Fran, on behalf of the Real Source Association of Realtors. Congratulations. Next, we'd like to recognize the Sussex County Association of Realtors, and they are recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 165%. First place, small board total dollars collected. First place, small board per capita. And first place, small board member participation. Executive Officer Molly Wildsmith. I don't believe anyone from Sussex is here, but an amazing job, a clean sweep there. Congratulations to Sussex. And next would be the West Essex Board of Realtors, recognized for exceeding goal, reaching 160%. Second place, small board total dollars collected. Second place, small board per capita. And third place, small board member participation. Executive Officer is Jill Berman Levy. Accepting is Carol Tangora. Congratulations. So at this point, I would also like to recognize really all of the major investors, and everyone received either via PDF or received the awards program where all the names are listed in there. But I would like to read out and mention all of the National RPAC Hall of Fame members. To be honored into this select group, you will have made a commitment of $25,000 or $50,000 over the course of your lifetime. So for the $25,000 level NAR Hall of Fame, Judy Appleby, Christina Benaziac, Roseanne Sitta, Mary Davis, Alan Deckert, Dutch Deckert, Drew Fishman, Jared Grasso, Bill Hanley, Randy Keetive, Cindy Marsh-Tishy, Charles Oppler, Angela Sicoli, Ned Ward, Robert White, Gloria Woodward. And a distinct honor goes to NAR Hall of Fame, 50,000 level, Chris Clemens. Congratulations. Again, we'd like to thank all of the 115 RPAC major investors for their generous support and ask you to please look at all their names in the awards program that was given out to all of you, either again via PDF or in hard copy. I'd like to thank again the RPAC 2017 RPAC Chair, Tina Benaziac, and the Vice Chair, John Terreby, for all of their hard work. To all of our RPAC trustees, local boards and associations, and everyone who has supported RPAC. Without the support of the local boards and associations, RPAC could not succeed. Everyone, let's have a last round of applause for all of today's RPAC Award winners. This concludes the 2017 New Jersey Realtors Award session. Congratulations again to all the winners, and we'll now move into our regular board meeting. Okay. All right, at this point, I would like to call the Board of Directors meeting to order, and would like to ask Robert White to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Robert. And at this point, for our invocation, Jeff Jones.
Is that on? It's on the top. Slide that.
There you go.
That one. Got it?
You're on.
No. May those assembled here today enjoy the many opportunities afforded by the New Jersey Rule. May we abide by the rules we have established, those of trust, fellowship, and the ethics, and may we place service above self in our daily endeavors. May we always test ourselves and our efforts to be sure that they are the truth, good for all concerned, benefit to mankind, and provide peace and understanding.
Jeff, thank you. I have a question. Are there any people who are just waiting, who came for the RPAC Award? Because we did want to take some pictures, and I don't want to hold anybody up, but if everybody's going to be remaining for the full Board of Director meeting, then we can do this at the end. Okay, good. We'll do it at the end. At this point, I would like to ask our CEO for verification of quorum.
Mr. President, we have a quorum present.
Thank you. Counselor, conflict of interest.
Okay. Obviously, conflicts of interest are to be avoided. Do I have to say anything else? No. Okay. I'll say a little bit more. Look, the reality is that if you think that you have any potential conflict of interest, whether it's because you have financial interest in any matter that's being voted on, whether your company has any financial interest or other interest, or whether one of the boards that you represent has any type of a potential conflict with regard to anything that is going to be voted upon by the Board of Directors, what you should do is come to either Christian, to Jared, to me, hopefully ahead of time so we can talk it out, so we can make a decision whether or not you should participate in any discussion, whether maybe you should leave the room when the discussion is taking place, and certainly whether or not you should vote on a particular issue. And let me just emphasize, if you have any doubt as to whether or not something constitutes a conflict of interest, ask, talk to us. Because the last thing that we want to do is to taint any vote that's taken by this Board of Directors, or to have you cast in any type of a negative light because you participated and voted on something that maybe you should not have done. So I just encourage you, any type of conflict, just come and talk to us and we'll work it out. It's not going to be a problem. And I'll tell you a great example. I noticed on the agenda later on, there's number 15, approval of a legal firm of Greenbaum Rose Smith. I'm going to walk out of the room when that vote is taken. I don't think I should be here, just in case anybody has any comment, with regard to it. And so, that's the kind of issue that for me, there would be a conflict to be in the room, and I'm just going to leave. So I give you that as an example. So I think that covers it.
Thank you, Mr. Goodman. So there was a little bit of a divine intervention. It looks like we can take some photos because it appears that our voting system, our electronic voting system, decided to go out to lunch. So at this point, I would ask that all of the RPAC awardees please come out, because Angela Sicoli and I would like to have photos to memorialize this.
We should have everything up and running in the next 5 minutes.
Yes, of course.
No, just line up. Those of you online, just please hang tight. We're having technical difficulty with the voting system, but we'll have it up and running in a few moments.
That's right.
How many times have we used this system? It's been fun. The last board of directors meeting we did votes on it. So yeah, right. Worked fun.
These things happen, as they say.
Yeah.
You just gotta roll with it.
Exactly right. At the end of the day, it's not horrendous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am. Let's keep it that way.
No, I wouldn't write as close fast.
What'd you do at the pool table?
We gave it to our purchase.
Really? So my brother-in-law just the other day said to me, he goes, I want to put a pool table down in the space. I'm like, I had one for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
1955.
It was nice. I saw pictures of it.
I didn't know it was a yellow.
You didn't know? He didn't talk to you about that? Oh, he sent an email to me about like, hey, would you want this as a friend?
Actually,
I'd love to give this to you. Where you would have to like crouch down.
Jared, you were doing so well. You're gonna wind up the shortest end.
It's back, but I just want to make sure. So I had a quick test. We're just going to send out a text, make sure everybody gets it.
Should we wait till everybody comes back in and then we'll do the test and then we'll go from there? Okay.
Well, you could do it while they're out because people are still sitting in front of the computers.
Okay. So why don't you tell everybody out there? Okay. Those of you who are logged into the system right now, what we're going to do is send a test text out to you to do a mock vote. The vote is not for anything other than for us to test the system. So when you receive a text message, please respond either 1, 2, or 3. 1 being yes, 2 being no, 3 being abstain. We just want to make sure the system's working. Thank you. And everybody in the audience too, when you receive that, please respond. Actually, we took a vote to get rid of them. I dare you to say it. Yes, Mayor. One is yes, 2 is, it doesn't matter. 1 is yes, 2 is no. Just respond with one of the numbers. Yes,
right. So now I can speak with the police with the land. Right. Like you might in that image, one of the sections. I think it was just like it's maybe it's
well, I'm glad we foresaw that as a nickname for you. And it's, well, we did that on purpose. Sorry about that, Dennis.
60 days in
There's always that.
I don't want to offer them a renewal.
So,
but Indians must have it.
I just want to read about the whole thing.
Right. I want to flip. Yeah, it's not good. No. My lawyer told me to offer them a month. You are adorable. Increase the rent 8%. Well, you can. I'd have to see the wording of the lease. Obviously, it says not go for renewal. That's unusual. Usually it says.
That was so funny. Like when she was like reading, I'm like, I want it. Like after I embarrassed her the first time, she was reading the whole report. I didn't want to like stop you. You were like, read. I didn't want to.
You might be in breach of the lease.
It says must. It says must.
Okay. Then
John, how is it with you?
most tenants aren't going to call you. Okay.
How we doing?
But even as a month-to-month tenant, the reality is that we dispossess them for the reasons that are set. It's residential.
Okay, so there's people in this room that didn't respond.
We can only dispossess them for the reasons that are set forth.
If you haven't responded to your text message voting, please do so.
Things like that. And if you don't, they have.
John Street was supposed to take care of that.
So even if I offer them month to month, I can't say, okay, now I'll give you 60 days because I have a buyer and you have to.
Absolutely.
Who didn't you get?
Well, unless the buyer can get more.
Right, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, and no.
Meaning me as the owner.
Yeah, well, we're good. If you sell it to somebody else, that person inherits whatever rights you have.
Oh, he will move in.
And owner occupied, that is one of the reasons that somebody can just.
All right, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
know, criminal activity, not paying the rent. If it's going to be owner occupied.
Someone wants to move in.
Excuse me, members of the dais. All right, at this point, I would like to ask Jared to just give a little bit of a background on the procedures of how the system works. In the future, there will be absolutely no glitches,
Right. Yes, there'll be no glitches. Well, thank you all for coming today. And obviously, with a new system, we may or may not experience some technical difficulties. Luckily, we have a crack team who can fix these things. They're cracked. So what we're doing is currently we have approximately 17 members who logged in, and thank you for participating via webinar. Right now, you are all on mute. If you would like to ask a question or would like to say anything on a motion, all I'm asking you to do, and this is for those people who are not in the room, there's a little hand button that you would raise to say that you want to ask a question. I will then recognize you once we get into the discussion period. I will unmute you. I will say your name, and then you could ask your question. The room will hear you so that you could state your question. As for those of you who are present, there'll be a text message similar to what was sent out to you just a few moments ago, asking you to take a vote on a motion. Obviously, a 1 is a yes, a 2 is a no, 3 is abstention. And lastly, text, I'm looking at my notes. And that's about it, right? I've got everything covered. So as we go into the consent agenda, and Barry brought this up during our meeting for the executive committee, if there's an item in the consent agenda, you can ask, those of you who are online or those of you who are here before us can ask to have that item removed for discussion purposes. Then we'd move on the consent agenda items as amended, and then we could go back to the item that was removed from the consent agenda.
Yeah, the purpose for that is if, let's say you have 10 items in the consent agenda, and there's one that you want to discuss, or maybe one that you want to, all of them except one you want to vote yes, but that one you want to vote no. So suddenly it's no longer a consent agenda, so you make a motion to take that one item out that you want to either discuss separately or vote on separately. If that motion is seconded and it passed, it gets pulled out of the consent agenda and gets voted on separately from the rest of the items. You know, the idea of a consent agenda is these are things that are pretty mundane and that really don't usually require any type of discussion. And that's why you vote on them as a block. But if you feel that you want to discuss something, you have the right to make a motion to pull it out.
Okay, good. Perfect. So at this point, let's move into the consent agenda. Everyone did already receive via email the minutes of the September 12th, 2017 meeting, and also the professional development report. Those two comprise the consent agenda for today. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second? Any questions? We'll take a vote now. Everybody take out their phones. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, vote has started. Voting has started.
We have 20 seconds left in voting. You're good, Chris. You're good. You're good. Good. It's like Hudson County.
Wait a minute, I grew up there. Wait.
Because I'm Chris would vote. He would not. Okay. Next meeting. 34 pass. 34-0.
The vote is unanimous, 34 in favor, none opposed, and no abstentions. Just as a point of information, voting is open for 1.5 minutes, 1 minute and 30 seconds. So should be ample time for everyone to text back. At this point, I would like to invite our treasurer, Nick Manis, up to the podium to give the treasurer's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our membership count is as follows from the close of last year. Realtor associate numbers total 50,633. Non-member count is 282. Compared to 2016 at the same time, the Realtor associate number was 47,754, and the non-member count was 356. This reflects an increase of 2,879 in members and a decrease of 74 in non-members. As a side note, 2018 dues payments for the 23,559 members have been received to date. And a quick highlight that this report is a preliminary report for December 31st in 2017, and we're waiting on the bank statements in order to record additional interest. Additional receipts and disbarments for 2017 are also expected. With respect to income, we will not know the amount of the convention service fee until all revenue and expenses pertaining to the Triple Play Convention is received, which is expected by January 31st, 2018. And we also have exceeded the budget revenue for Realtor associate dues as well as Institute affiliate dues. With respect to expenses, contributions had an increase due to a $25,000 contribution to the Realtor Relief Fund to help with the recent hurricane storms. The rent reflects additional electric expense per the lease with Ferguson Garden State Growth Zone. And the risk reduction saw an increase due to legal fees incurred with changes to the forms. I'd like to put a motion to approve the preliminary financial report dated December 31st, 2017.
There's a motion that has been made. Is there a second? All right. Voting is open.
Nope.
Any discussion? Nope. Voting is open.
Worst case, worst case, go backwards.
40 seconds left. Fifteen seconds. Voting is closed. 33 in favor, none opposed, and no abstention. Motion carries. Second motion, Nick?
Yes. I would like to make a motion to approve the waiver of New Jersey Realtor dues for members and their spouses called into active military duty for the year of 2018.
There is a second. Are there any questions? Seeing none, voting is now open. Forty-five seconds. Fifteen seconds. Voting is now closed. Results are 35 in favor, none opposed, and no abstentions. Thank you. Since this is the first time we're using this electronic voting system and it is a bit of a work in progress, I suggested perhaps instead of a minute and a half, perhaps we cut this back down to a minute and maybe try that for the next Board of Directors meetings and for the next meetings. At this point, I'd like to ask our CEO, Jared Grasso, to give a CEO report.
Happy New Year, everyone. So for those of you on the web, thank you for joining us. Like I said before, I really think it's pretty amazing. I'm sitting here watching and I see that the Ocean County Board has a webcam set up. The Burlington Camden Board has a webcam set up watching us. Also, those of you who are online watching us through our YouTube channel, thank you for participating in today's meetings and watching along as we conduct your business. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. We know that unless you've been living under a rock the last couple of weeks, we've had tax reform here in the country. Though the tax reform proposal may not have a direct impact or have a significant impact across the country, it definitely has an impact here in the state of New Jersey, our neighboring state of New York, some areas of Pennsylvania, and so on down the coast. NAR did what they can to try to alleviate or mitigate the impact of tax reform. The $10,000 cap on property taxes / income taxes is definitely going to have a major impact on values here in the state of New Jersey. You may have heard some proposals that were out there in recent weeks. One put forth by State Senator Ray Lesniak. Senator Lesniak proposed that we would be able to write off our state property taxes through our income taxes up to $20,000. A very interesting proposal. Of course, we supported it wholeheartedly. When he called to discuss it, I said, absolutely, we're on board. Knowing that it would not have an impact on the current administration, and Senator Lesniak, not seeking re-election, was willing to put forth the proposal. However, the other Democrats in the state legislature chose not to post the bill. Today would have been an attempt to get the bill done. Another attempt would be on Thursday. I don't think that the bill is going to actually get to the governor's desk. The reason why is that they are projecting that the legislation would have anywhere between $150 million to $170 million impact to the state's fiscal budget. That would not be Chris Christie's fiscal budget. It'd be Governor-elect Phil Murphy's fiscal budget. So Governor-elect Phil Murphy did put out an alternative proposal. He partnered with Congressman Josh Gottheimer to do a federal proposal. The federal proposal is similar to what is allowed in California because their state laws allow it, and also in Alabama, where education or school systems could actually create a foundation or a charitable organization where somebody, instead of paying their school taxes directly through the school budgeting process, they would pay directly to the charitable organization. This obviously would not have an impact on the state budget, but it would have an impact on the federal budget, because now you're being able to write off your property taxes on the federal level through this charitable contribution. This most likely would not pass because those Republicans who passed the tax reform legislation put certain caps and stuff like that on the property tax write-offs. And this is just a loophole to try to work around the system. The Republicans are still in power on the federal side. So therefore, I don't foresee this legislation moving forward, but it's a good discussion for discussion purposes. That being said, we have a few more days before Governor-elect Phil Murphy takes office. I think that we will discuss options and ways we could try to help alleviate property taxes here in the state of New Jersey, try to take the burdens off of our homeowners, but we all know that it's going to be an uphill battle. This federal tax law will have an impact on the state of New Jersey. Somebody in executive, I think it was Mark Cortello, asked a question during executive, are we working on any real concrete numbers on how this legislation is going to impact New Jersey? And the answer is yes. The Issues Mobilization Fund, which combined with the Government Research Foundation a few years ago, has put forth a proposal to find a university that will do a impact statement of the federal tax laws here in the state of New Jersey. So stay tuned. That's out in the field. I believe that we have a contract with the university who will be putting together information, and we will get it out to you as soon as it's made available to us. Any questions in regards to the federal tax laws or proposals? The one thing I did bring up during the meeting at executive committee is, if you haven't seen this, and I'm sure you have, NAR issues brief on the tax law, very informative. It's a good snapshot of the changes that the federal government proposed or put forth through the Trump plan. So if you have people who are asking you questions, I would use this as a reference sheet. Of course, if there's anything that we need to do to help fill in the gaps working with NAR, please let us know. We'll get you that information. Moving forward, I want to talk about a little bit about Charlie Oppler, but before I get there, I want to talk about some staff changes that are going on. Christina Farrell, who's not in the room right now, but I think everybody knows who Christina is. She works for the Government Affairs Department. She's been with us for 6 years now, maybe seven years now. She has taken a position with Monmouth University, and we're very happy for her. So she'll be working, doing some external affairs work for Monmouth University. So we have a great partnership with Monmouth, and we look forward to continuing to work with her. Also leaving us is Peggy Whiteside, who is in the membership department along with Martha. Peggy and her partner her spouse, I should say, are moving to upstate New York. And they're going to be living on a farm and living a whole new life. And we're very proud of her and happy for her. We did hire a person who's in training right now. Peggy will be leaving us mid-February. Andre Burgess started with us on Monday, just yesterday. And she's being trained in the membership department. So for those of you who haven't met her yet, I'm sure we'll bring her in at the end of the meeting. You can say hello to her. I also want to mention that the leadership team, we had a discussion that the March 6th Board of Directors meeting is officially canceled. Turns out Mary Davis is going on a cruise that day, so we don't want to interfere with her travel plans. Is that good, Mary? You like that? You should never have told me. So no, we are actually going to be conducting our Hill visits that week. So the leadership team will be actually down in Washington, D.C. doing your work. Lobbying our members of Congress. Lastly, let's talk about the Charlie Oppler campaign. Charlie's been out there hustling, talking to as many directors as he can via telephone, Facebook, and any other means possible. I don't envy his schedule. honestly. This week, January 10th, he's heading out to the Great Lakes Caucus. January 17th through 19th, he's going from Missouri to Washington, California to Wisconsin. He's going to North Carolina, January 23rd, 29th through the 30th, he's in Rhode Island. February 6th or 7th, he'll be in Chicago and again in Wisconsin. He's going to Richmond, Virginia on the 14th. He's going to Region 12, February 22nd. He's going to Kansas, April 7th and 9th, Albuquerque, April 11th, Indiana, April 17th, Missouri, April 25th through 27th, and again, Wisconsin, we have them scheduled for May 4th. And then we go into the May meetings. And there's probably gonna be other stops in between. People have asked me, what do we do now? It's January 1, it's no holds barred. You could do whatever you want. You could post whatever you want, why you think he's qualified, why New Jersey is supporting him, or why you personally, better yet, why you personally are supporting him. Those of you who are NAR directors will probably be circulating a list of NAR directors, the entire NAR board of directors list to you. So if you know people on that list, we're gonna ask you to reach out to them. They'll have cell phones on it, I'll have emails on it. We're asking you to reach out to those individuals. Another idea that was floated by TG Glazer is to actually take the NAR board of directors list and friend them on Facebook. This way, as you're talking about Charlie Oppler, and it's not just on the campaign page side of things, it's you personally, as you're talking about Charlie Oppler, they'll see it also. So these are ways that we're gonna try to get a positive message out there. We have an uphill battle, plain and simple. These elections, we've all witnessed two close elections, one being Jim Hessel's a few years ago, and just recently John Smaby's election versus Joanne Poole. It's gonna come down to a very close vote, I anticipate. If you ask me, I think we will pull this off. I'm very positive that I think we have a positive message. I think we have the qualified candidate. More than a qualified candidate in Charlie Oppler. And you know what? It is what it is after that May vote, you know, and we have to just do everything possible to get a positive message out there for Charlie. Are there any questions I could answer? Yes, Dutch.
Charlie, I don't have a question, but I'd just like to follow up on.
Dutch, can you do me a favor? Could you just use that microphone so that the audience online could hear you clearly?
Yeah, Jared, I just wanted to follow up with what you're saying about Charlie's campaign. What we would like everybody to do, all the members of the New Jersey Realtors Board of Directors, plus members, I mean, just about everybody's on Facebook. Your profile picture, please use the Charlie Oppler for 2019 First Vice President, NAR First Vice President frame. Very easy to do. If I can do it on Facebook, anybody can do it. So, I mean, we would urge everybody to please do that. When you get back to your own boards and associations, ask them to frame their profile picture with the Charlie Oppler for 2019 NAR First Vice President, and just keep that out in front of everybody. That's really what we're trying, you know, one of the things you want to do too, for sure.
Right, and I don't know if you noticed, Dutch, Florida stole our idea.
Well, I was just going to say, it's so good. I turned around and I'm like, oh my gosh, now our opponent's doing it too. But yeah, please, everybody do that. It's great. It would be great. Get your members to do it. You know, get Charlie's name out there in front of everybody. It'd be so good.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dutch. We have the financial, a lot of people have asked me how we're doing financially on the campaign. Obviously, every dollar helps us. If your board has not made a contribution to the campaign, every dollar counts. We hope that you can make a financial contribution to it. We've had some outside organizations approach us about also supporting us. So we're spending money. We're spending members' money, but we're spending money to help get Charlie elected. So whatever you could do to help us would be greatly appreciated. And lastly, Triple Play. It was on your consent agenda, the report, but I just want to highlight one thing. It was a banner year for us in Atlantic City. We had over 8,125 people attend. We sold out of booths, which is 324 booths were sold. We did have a wait list, but not a wait list long enough to accommodate a whole nother row, but we had people waiting to get more booths. So I think it's a success. It's a testament to all of you who've supported the Triple Play convention over the years. And we hope to bring you a better program, even better program next year. So thank you. That concludes my report.
Jared, thank you. So at this point, I get to give the immediate past president's final report. So a lot of people have asked me, how does it feel, to no longer be president? And I have to say, it feels great, but not because I really relished relinquishing it. It feels great because the leadership that's coming up behind me is amazing. And I think the organization is going to be in great hands. It was truly a collective effort in 2017. I think that with Christian, Eileen, Jeff Jones, supporting the whole organization, we actually accomplished quite a bit. We instituted the financial literacy program, and I believe that that is going to continue forward. There's been a strong interest in it, and also a strong interest from NAR in taking parts of it and wrapping it into what they're going to be doing with their financial literacy area. We started the state political coordinator program, and that is off and running. I think that this year will kind of be the first year where it's truly going to show its weight with the new administration coming in, and we look forward to continuing on that program. And then also governance restructuring. I think that as we move forward, I think the organization will find that we're much more nimble. We're in a better position to hash out ideas. And I think also the group that's going to assemble will be the group that's truly interested, and we're not going to have issues having to wait for quorum. So again, I do want to thank everyone. I mean, for my part, it was really an extremely fulfilling year, a humbling experience, but I have to say I enjoyed it immensely. I do want to thank all of the past presidents that were there to support me, to guide me, and look forward to working with and being part of, quote, that club. Also want to thank all of the 2017 Board of Directors and Executive Committee, the committee chairs, vice chairs, and members, everybody who put in all that hard work to make the organization rise and shine last year. I would also especially like to thank all of the staff. To our CEO, Jared, I want to thank him for his support and also for having such an amazing group of people that work down here that support not only leadership, but also all of our members. To the 2018 new members to exec, to Angela, to Nick, I want to congratulate you and look forward to participating as a perhaps silent, perhaps not so silent, immediate past president. So at this point, it's my distinct pleasure to present to you our 2018 president, Christian Schluter. And I'd like to present him with his official president's pin. I can put this. I know. There's no room up here.
We're going to have to do your sash, Japanese general. And gavel.
And gavel.
Thank you.
Just be careful because this sometimes flies off. Anyway, congratulations, and I look forward to your leadership.
My turn, Bob.
Your turn. Take it away.
Thank you, Bob. Before I begin my report, I want to thank Bob for all his work this past year. We've had a lot of fun. We've got a lot accomplished. Much of it is going to continue into the coming year. And I'm going to look to you and the past presidents coming this year who we're going to get them a lot more engaged than they have been in the past. So hang on. Bob, if you would get up. First, I'd like to present you with our certificate of certification, or the certificate of service appreciation. Board of Directors, proposing special confidence in your integrity, prudence, and ability, has unanimously approved and directed you be awarded this testimony and acknowledged, and as proof of loyalty you've rendered New Jersey Realtors as present for the year 2017. The Realtors of New Jersey extend to you their gratitude and deep appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you.
engagement ring that you
Whoa.
pin. It's all gold. I'll let you pin yourself. I'm not going to pin you. And a photo book.
This one's not magnetic.
No,
Okay,
that
so
one puts holes in your custom suits.
Thank you
again,
very
Bob.
much.
Thank you. First thing I'd like to do, whoa, big mouth. First thing I'd like to do is introduce the 2018 Executive Committee. Please stand and be recognized as I call your name, even if you're on the web. Stand up. Our leadership team, President-elect Eileen Horowitz. First Vice President Angela Sicoli. Treasurer Nick Manis. Immediate past President Bob Oppenheimer. Chief Executive Officer Jared Grasso. Our regional vice presidents representing Region 1, which is Cape May, Atlantic, Ocean City, and Ocean County, Karina Corey Burke. Region 2 representing Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, Salem, and Cumberland, Gregory Eccleston. Region 3 representing Monmouth Ocean, Metro Center, and Mercer, John Zanario. Region 4 representing North Central, Hunterdon, Somerset, and Warren, Melanie Selk, who's also on the web. Region 5 representing Passaic, Sussex, and Real Source, and sometimes Brooklyn, Dana Williams. Region 6 representing Eastern Bergen, Liberty, and West Essex, Mark Cortello. Our past president representative, T.G. Glazer. Our local board association executive officer representative, Mary Ann Whistle. I'd like to introduce our committee chairs. Budget and Finance Chair, Robert Oppenheimer. Bylaws Chair, Ron Woods. Circle of Excellence Sales Award Chair, Valerie Bellardo Archer. Communications and Public Relations Chair, Mary Nuziali. Continuing Education Chair, Eleanor Stern. Convention Committee Chair, Denise Jasinski. Equal Opportunity and Cultural Diversity Chair, James Hughes. Executive Officers Forum Chair, Mary Cano. Insurance Committee Chair, Gloria Woodward. Legal Affairs Chair, Dennis DiCarlo. Is it Dennis or Dan? No, never mind. Dennis. Y'all. Legislative Committee Chair, Jean Bonilla. Member Perks Committee Chair, Program Chair, Cheryl Simon. Nominating Committee Chair, Bob Oppenheimer. Past President's Committee Chair, Bob Oppenheimer. Like I said, they'll be more engaged. Political Affairs Chair, Bill Flagg. Professional Standards Chair, Manuel Kudo. Risk Management Chair, Dawn Bricker. Strategic Planning Chair, Bill Hanley. And Young Professionals Network Chair, Jacqueline Frank. Okay, no, you really can't see it. Got to make the fonts bigger. One of our main goals this year is going to be to drive greater participation from members that aren't otherwise engaged. Every year that we do this, we have meetings, we have things. It's always, we're looking at the same faces all the time. So our goal this year is going to be to get out and try to reach some of those people and engage them. I'm going to be using past presidents for that. They're going to be so busy this year. But that's one of the things we're going to do is we're going to take our show on the road. We're going to the leadership team, some of the staff, and in some cases a speaker in particular, if we need to have it for a particular meeting, we're going to be going on the road. But what I'm going to need everybody to do on the local boards, from the regional vice presidents to the past presidents and to the members here, is that I need you to find out from those people in your boards and your areas, what is it that keeps them from showing up? What keeps them from getting involved? And we want to try to address those because we think every board has different issues. So we're going to try and customize our meetings and our town halls to be specifically to cover the areas that are affecting each particular board. There'll clearly be some overlap. We'll be discussing some other things as well. But if there's an issue that comes up that you think is a big reason that some of your people aren't involved, please let us know. We're going to be setting up meetings. The way the schedule's falling out, it looks like it's going to be falling probably into the summer to start this and get it on the road. But we're going to be doing these as many places as we can on the different parts of the state. So that's going to be very important. Another goal is going to be to at least double our call for action. Last year, our call for action percentage-wise as a state was 22%, which I was told if we were giving away something, it would be 85%. But the call for action takes less than a minute to do if you can use your cell phone and everybody we can see can vote. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to engage and try to get our past presidents, again, we're going to try to get everybody involved in finding out where we're weak in areas that aren't participating, and we're going to work on trying to build those up. We're going to try and work with technology to try to get a better idea as we're going every couple of days, depending on how the technology works out, is at what percentage that your board is at. And we're going to let you know that your board is only at 5% or 10%. Like the goal is 44%. Thank you, TJ. TJ made that promise to the National Association on my behalf. He told me when he got back. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm looking forward to working with everybody this year, and please get in touch with me if there's any needs we can work with in the staff. And this is the other thing I want to do this year when we get some of the staff out with us, is let the rest of our boards and our people know exactly what the staff does, because there's so many people that have no clue how much work goes into running this place. So, and this guy, he'll come out too. So, thank you. I look forward to working with everybody. Keep going there. All right. Eileen's up.
Eileen's up again. Some of you were lucky enough to hear part of this report earlier today. Many of you were in Chicago. Many of you were in Chicago at NAR's trade conference and expo in Chicago. So hopefully you all had a good time, had some of the Chicago deep dish pizza as leadership we were lucky enough to have. They had the installation of officers for NAR in Chicago. Elizabeth Mendenhall was inducted as NAR's president for 2018. And at the board of directors meeting, there were some interesting and good policies that were adopted in some of the committee meetings. As far as the MLS, the NAR board of directors adopted a policy that will give brokers and agents added flexibility as effective July 1st. Brokers will also have access to sold data from January 1st, 2012, where previously in the past, they only had 3 years of information. Brokers will also have to have, MLSs will have to offer remote options for training and orientation to reduce administrative costs for brokers and agents. Under membership policy, the board approved an update to the criteria used by NAR membership and board jurisdiction hearing panels to give increased focus to advocacy and community outreach. This is all part of NAR's core standards. Professional standards, the board approved an update to the standards to make sure that we have to give a clear vision of the industry. We have to use proper photos. So they are prohibiting misleading imagery and marketing materials. And in addition, they are adopting a code ethics change to make it easier and more objective for us to take. And that was done under professional standards. Nationally, RPAC investors rose by 23,000 people, or 6% in 2017. The participation rate remained at 32%, and President's Circle grew to 1,200. Thank you. If you have any questions. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call Jeff Jones, the Industry Advocacy Division Officer, to give the RPAC report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm glad we have a podium. I can have my hands free. Good afternoon. I've been given the distinct honor to talk about the 2018 RPAC report. Our 2017 total RPAC dollars raised was $897,730, which surpasses previous total RPAC funds by $80,000. You can give yourselves a hand. That was terrific. We had 16,505 RPAC investors this year and had an RPAC participation rate of 34%. We also reached 115 RPAC major investors and surpassed President's Circle a goal with 21 President's Circle investors. So congratulations to all. The following board and associations, congratulations to the following board and associations for making and surpassing their 2017 RPAC goals. Cape May County Association of Realtors, 113% of goal. Eastern Bergen County Board of Realtors, 131%. Hunterdon Somerset Association of Realtors, 104%. Metro Center Association of Realtors, 102%. Monmouth Ocean Regional Realtors, 112%. Ocean City Board of Realtors, 102% of goal. Ocean County Board of Realtors, 101%. Real Source Association of Realtors, 123%. Sussex County Association of Realtors, 165%, and the West Essex Board of Realtors, 160%. Congratulations to all those association of boards. And congratulations also to the 2017 RPAC Olympics team leaders for a job well done. The 2017 leadership team raised almost $100,000 for RPAC. The RPAC Olympic team finished as follows. First place, Bob Oppenheimer with $27,155. Second place, there is a typo here, I'm not going to do it. Second place, Chris Schluter with $26,623. It says Christina. Christina actually wrote it. Yeah, it's appropriate. So the honest mistake.
I'm not leaving from next week.
Yeah. Third place, Eileen, watch my hair, Horowitz at $24,540. And fourth place, $18,201. Thank you very much.
That was Jeff Jones in fourth place. Thank you. Nice try, Jeff. I'd like to call up John Terby, the Association Operations Division Officer, to give the bylaws committee report.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a long one. The New Jersey Bylaws Committee met via a conference call on October 25th, 2017 to discuss the recommendation from New Jersey Realtors Communications/Public Relations Committee regarding the following. This information has been posted in compliance with the 30-day notice for your review prior to this meeting. And the recommended changes and deletions were given to you within that 30-day notice. Communication Public Relations Committee recommendation is that the New Jersey Realtors Communications Public Relations Committee be split into two standing committees, one Communications Committee and two Public Relations and Marketing Committee. This will require a change to bylaws Article 22, committees, Section 3 and Section 4. The rationale and, did I get that one right? The rationale in the following, the path of the New Jersey Realtors 2017-2019 strategic plan to increase the member involvement and raise public awareness, the Communications Public Relations Committee is recommending the split of the current committees. Due to the different nature of committees, the two new committees will have specific target audiences. The Communications Committee will focus on Realtor member communications, and the Public Relations and Marketing Committee will focus on consumer communications. This recommendation to split the committees will require a change to reflect both committees under Article 22, Section 3 committees. And that's the rationale on it. And I would like to have a motion to approve the New Jersey Realtors Communications Public Relations Committee to be split into two New standing committees: 1, Communications Committee, and 2, Public Relations and Marketing Committee.
Okay, we have a second on the motion. So any discussion on the motion? Robert?
So the plan is that we would allocate the monies. The monies were allocated prior to the budgeting process. We would use the monies that were part of the Real Story campaign funds that we have in the account, and we would allocate to the individual departments. Yes. So it's not, and to answer to summarize, there's no financial impact to the association for 2018.
Are there any other questions? Any online?
Nothing online.
Okay, seeing none, voting will commence. Please keep in mind that as soon as everybody's voted, the voting period will end. It doesn't have to take full time, but it'll go as long as there's still somebody that has not voted. So this one is a 2/3 vote, so we do need everybody to vote, please.
No, just note that it's 2/3 of the directors present. It's not 2/3 of the total directors.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Barry.
Yes, as a correction, it's 2/3 of the membership, the directors that are present and voting. Down to 15 seconds.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, if everybody voted, it
We'll
could be
fix
over
it.
in 30 seconds, but. Voting is ended. 38 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstentions. The motion passes. Thank you.
All right.
Barry, we have to ask you to leave now.
I was having so much fun.
Send us a postcard. Wait, will he bill us for the postcard?
Yes.
Forget the postcard.
Get FedEx.
Okay, we need approval. This is also going to be by motion, right? Okay. Approval of the legal firm of Greenbaum, Rao, Rowe, Smith, and Davis to act as legal counsel for the New Jersey Realtors for the year 2018. You need a second on the motion? So moved. Any discussion? Voting will begin now. This is a majority vote. If you vote quickly, we can keep going. We're almost out of time. 30 seconds left. Only one. No. All right, in reality, it was 38-0 when Barry comes back, and it was like 3634, no. You can call him back in if you want, or we can leave him out. Next order of business is approval of the purchase of Fidelity bonds to cover New Jersey Realtors Treasurer Nick Manis and the staff for 2018. Can I have a motion, please? Second? Any discussion on the motion?
I don't understand.
What? They're insurance bonds. Insurance. Yeah, insurance
Yes.
bonds.
Yeah. Notice how they left me out of that. Okay, so voting is beginning. That's majority vote as well?
Yeah, I just
change that when it comes to you in the message that it says exactly what you're voting on? Because now we just have a series of votes and no motion. I think the motion should be on.
We could. The only problem would be for some phones, you're going to break it up into multiple messages because if it's too wordy, depending on how long the motion is. So that was the only reason we didn't do that, but we could do that.
I just think, you know, we leave here today. Okay. Yeah.
But you use right. Yeah. No. But in the minutes, you will know how the votes went.
Right. And in the past, it was your memory, right? Right. Exactly. It was your memory that, you know.
Most of it was voice vote.
Right.
We'll call motion 1 and 2. Okay, the voting has been completed. 37 in favor, 0 opposed, no abstentions voting. It passes. We're good? No. Next on the agenda, approval of Friedman LLP as New Jersey Realtors accountant for the year 2018. May I have a motion, please? Any discussion on the motion? Okay, voting is open. All right. Yeah, they put, it says Christina.
Yeah.
Should I tell them what to do?
My car light was the last part.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Paper towels.
The motion is approved 37-0. Our next item of business is the approval of bank resolutions authorizing New Jersey Realtors Treasurer Nick Manis and New Jersey Realtors CEO Jared Grasso and Martha Chinese to conduct New Jersey Realtors financial business in 2018. May I have a motion? Second, please. Any discussion on the motion? Voting is open. This is a majority vote. Please vote quickly. but decisively. Two spilled. Goodbye.
I'll have to put forth a dues increase to get new carpet because of TG. It's missing one person to vote or we shut it down. No, we're missing one person who didn't vote. That's why it doesn't shut itself down. Yes, we do. We don't know how he voted or would have voted, but we see. Yeah, we know. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shut it down. All right.
Motion is approved, 37 in favor, 0 negative votes, and no abstentions. That's it for motions. Do we have any unfinished business that anybody would like to bring up? Jared? Nothing there?
Nope.
Any new business?
Yes, sir. I do not at this time. I'm sure I could find out at the end of the meeting. I don't recall what the, I'm sure that there is. I just don't recall what the ETA is. All right.
Any other new business? Yes, sir.
The list of attendees, Barry, is that?
Sure.
Yeah.
No problem
Okay.
with that.
Yes. Sure. Well, we'll include that as part of the minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll include that as part of the minutes. You're welcome.
Seeing no other business, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Right. Maybe I can't, so I have to ask him. I don't know if he can or not. Hey, John. Yes. So, so it's not going to be seated by. But just, you know, whatever is a contentious vote, you know, anybody come out. Yes.